So in this video I'm going to show you how to access the admin panel, as we call it, for Onlylondon properties. And
you have email.
Oh dear. And yeah, how to see the list of potential clients or prospects that you need to target. We've got the basic information for each estate agent in London. I wouldn't say it's fully exhaustive, but it probably is about 90% of the estate agents in London. Right, so first of all, we need to go to the website, which is Onlylondon Properties. So you could either go to the website directly, which is www.onlylondon.properties, or you could just search for it on Google, Onlylondon Properties. Once you're in the website, you're going to get a pop-up asking you, are you an estate agent or a home hunter? You could press either of those buttons, or you could just press anywhere else on the screen and that screen would disappear. If you do choose to press those buttons, it will take you through some basic videos. So what you need to do is scroll down to the bottom, and there's a link called admin login. When you click that, it's going to ask you for some login credentials, which I've emailed over to you. Using those login details, go in. So as soon as you log in, you will find a list of estate agents. So obviously you're going to be targeting estate agents based on different parts of London. So we're starting off in East London. So that's all the postcodes that I've included in the email, which is starting with E1 all the way through to IG11 and the RMs through to Dagenham and Hornchurch. So what you do is on the search box there, just type E1. Let's target E1 estate agents first, then we'll go into E2, then we'll go on to E3 once we've pretty much approached all the prospects in each location. So once you've got your list of agents that you're going to be targeting, so in this case agents in E1, there's an action button on the right, a blue button. So if you just click on that action button, that will give you various things you can do with this particular agent. You don't need to access all of them, but let's look at edit. When we click edit, that's going to let you edit the basic profile information for this estate agent. As you can see, the profile information isn't complete, first name, last name, those things are missing. The user email most probably will be wrong, so you need to update that based on the information you take from your conversation. So once you've got some sort of buy-in from the prospect, you need to update this information, take their actual email address, update that, update the full name, and obviously if the address is wrong, the address and the telephone number most likely, and the company name will most likely be correct, and then just click update at the bottom. Then if you just go back to all agents again and search for obviously E1 again, so unfortunately that's a repetitive part, we have to constantly search for E1 like this. You can go back to the list of agents. So the next thing I want to show you is in the action buttons where it says view notes. So this is where you're going to keep notes for this particular prospect and the conversations that you have. So if you click view notes, that's going to let you add notes. So as there are no notes at the moment, click on the second tab, add new notes, and you can create a new topic, and just click the add new notes button. If you go back to the notes list, that topic will appear, and you can keep updating that topic with new notes. So it might be the case that you're contacting an agent repetitively and you're updating what's been happening on each conversation. So yes, I would require you to keep updating it. I mean, the main reason is, as we know in sales, we've got to keep track of communication history with the prospect. So it might be the case that there are times when I need to contact the prospect, so I need to know, to what detail, we've had conversations with the prospect, and what sort of discussions we've had, so I can just quickly look back at it and read over the previous comments. And of course I can put my own comments on, so that if you're looking at this prospect again, then you can see what else has been happening. So that's the notes section. Very important to keep that updated, so that we can keep track of everything. And I'm just showing you another example of how we can add another topic. So again, you can have multiple topics on the notes section. So when you have pretty much got buy-in from the prospect, either they want to look into a bit more detail, or they want to go ahead and buy one of the packages, then that's a prospect who's potentially ready to buy. So what you need to do is you need to go to the action button, and there's an option called mark as called. So I mean, ideally it should be called mark as acquired or something. So once you're very close to acquiring someone, you need to click that action button called mark as called. What that will do is that will firstly send an email to them with their login details. So I mean, this is just a test account, so I'm just going to see what the email is on this test account. And if I just go into the email, I can see an email has been received saying welcome to Onlylondon properties. So if I just go in that, this is what the prospect will get when you click mark as called. So it's just a welcome email, and it's giving them the login details, which is the username, which is the email address that you have updated. So it's important that you obviously update the details, otherwise it won't go to the right email address. So the username is the email address that you have updated, and for the password, it's asking them to reset the default password. All passwords by default are 1 2 3 4 5 6. But obviously we want the agent to take control of their account, so it's just a short instruction asking them to reset their password. So this is an email that they would get, and this is essentially the first step to them starting to use the website. When the user logs in and they try to add a property, they won't be able to add a property. It's going to ask them to upgrade the package, because the package is on a null package, which just basically doesn't allow them to add any properties. So in order for them to add some properties, they've got to upgrade the package to any package at all. It could be the lowest priced one, the £5 package one, or it could be any of the other ones. It will allow them, upgrading will allow them to add more properties and advertise. So the process for upgrading the package requires the prospect to go through PayPal and make a payment. When the payment has been made, that's a prospect acquired. Whether they continue or not the next month onwards, that's a different story, and that essentially boils down to the service delivered by the website. But once they have paid via PayPal, that's a client acquired. So that would be done, and you don't have to pursue this client any further. And obviously once that payment comes through, then somebody else would update the notes section saying client has paid or something like that. So when you look at the notes, you would realize that you don't need to pursue this client any further. It may be the case that I don't know, by mistake you clicked mark as called, and so you can undo that. So if you go to actions and just go to the option mark as uncalled, and then obviously make whatever changes, and then you can do mark as called again. So again, it's useful to see a list of agents that you have taken really close through to acquiring, and then obviously a question of whether they have actually gone ahead and bought a product or not. So we can work out a way where I keep you updated on who's bought and who's not. And so obviously you'd want to see which prospects have reached the point of mark as called. So you can go to the filter type and just click view all called. So on this you can see the different prospects that you have marked as called. So these are the prospects who should be actually going ahead and buying, because you've pretty much got buy-in from them, you've convinced them. So yeah, I mean, ideally, if they haven't paid yet or if they haven't gone ahead and bought a package, then you need to follow things up with them and take them through to purchase. I'm also going to get one of our developers to add another column here actually, that says mark as paid. So you could see at a glance who's basically been fully acquired and who hasn't, just by looking at the table. So when you go to view all called, or even any view actually, there will be a column that says paid. So you can see who has and who hasn't paid, or who's actually been acquired for real and who hasn't been acquired for real. So that will be added soon. And so that's it really in terms of using the admin panel to keep things updated and to help you keep track of your sales process. I know this isn't exactly the best Salesforce kind of tool, but hopefully it should be sufficient for us to work on. If there are any sort of basic additions that you think would make life more easier or more productive, shall I say, then do send me an email and I'll ask the developers to add that if it is something they can do quickly. So yeah, let's get working on this, and hopefully we should be getting a lot of results coming in. So thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing some real results from you guys.